Okay, the task today is to install this fuel filler cap, or the whole filler neck, I suppose, because it is a neck. It's to install this on that wing. I'm going to install it with some fuel lube. This is a really super duper waxy, it's probably a grease, but it's more wax than grease. I'd suggest to you that there's probably only just barely enough in this can to build, say, maybe 50 aeroplanes, okay? It goes a very, very, very long way. You don't use very much of it at all. It doesn't dissolve in fuel, so you don't slap it on like with gay abandon. Otherwise you'll wind up probably clogging up your fuel system somewhere along the line. It's a horrible looking material. We'll open it up and have a look. Yeah, it's obviously gone dark in colour with its exposure to air. I'm just going to put a little bit on the gasket. This is the gasket for the fuel, for this particular fuel neck. This item, this fuel neck, it's got to be a marine item. It's got to be purchased. It came as part of the kit for the Renegade, but it would definitely have started life as a boat component. Yeah, it's not an aircraft component. I don't care. It's going to do the job perfectly for what I need. So we'll just put a tiny smear on here. That was pretty neat. And of course, the only reason that fuel's going to come out of here is if you're pulling negative G, which I'm not a big fan of negative G, or if the tank's full to the brim and you're sloshing around a bit and maybe flying a bit out of balance or whatever, and then you'll wind up with fuel stains on the fabric. So just to prevent that, we'll put a little smear on this gasket. We don't want it on the edges, and we don't want it inside there. We don't want it in the countersinks. The gasket's countersunk as well. And that should, all things being equal, flop straight on those countersinks for the screws, which it does beautifully. Then we put a little bit on this side. Got the screws. Put this thing on so that now I've already put the lubricant or the sealant on the gasket. And on the instructions on this can, it says to, wherever the instructions are, around here somewhere, it says to put some on the male threads. Okay, well, I can do that. Of the screws, of the fasteners. So we'll just put a little tiny bit on the, where are we? Little tiny bit on the screw. And it should go in there somewhere. I'm not insulting your intelligence. I just want to see what it looks like with this on. I know you're itching to see it as well. This has had more than more than 48 hours. Yeah. Yeah, probably 70 hours, not quite 72. That's it, little bit of grease on that one as well. Yeah, so it's had about 70 hours of drying so far. Obviously, that's not sufficient. It's not fully. It's, you know, you can touch it. It's certainly way past touch dry, but you know, it's not fully hardened. It'll take probably a week or more to go properly hard. Well, there we go. Oops, always one. A little bit there, a little bit there. I'm not getting carried away with these. They're, you know, I could really do that with just one finger. It's not super duper tight at all. But yeah, there you go. That's what it actually looks like, and that looks pretty nice against the creamy colour. You know, it's not always going to look like this, I know. But if you don't start this way, it's easy to go downhill. You know, you start with the best of intentions. I don't think this. Yeah, I don't think it's tight. There probably should be. Actually, I don't think you could really tighten this up. You know, it's very thin stainless steel that's sort of got the thread pressed into it. There's already a little bit of sealant on the O-ring. There's an O-ring seal there on the top. But yeah, there you go. That's what it'll ultimately look like. There's a vent. Whoops, you can't quite see it. There's a vent over there. This is probably, yep, just finger tight. There's a vent that comes up and points forward to pressurise the tank, cause some, or prevent an airlock probably, and it sticks up a bit so that it gets away from the negative pressure. It gets back up here into the actual positive airflow, so it gets a positive dynamic pressure on it. But anyway, that's my one little bit of reveal for the day. I've got another bit next. This is another job that I've been doing. I've added well, it's not structural. I've added a couple of pieces here, this brace and this one across the top, but it's purely to provide a place that you can attach the fabric to. There will be a piece of balsa running down the front to round the nose, to put a nose on this main gear leg, around here somewhere, and then that'll be rounded a little bit. I'm not going to try and fair the drag brace. That's just a little bit too much for the sort of speeds we're going to be doing. Yeah, so that's a job for some time in the future. It'll run from up here somewhere, wherever I can attach it, right down to the bottom, and I'll probably just glue that on before I put the fabric on. But anyway, yeah, the subject of this video was to rivet these in place, It'll be a bit tricky to do that one. I might have to wait until the undercarriage comes off, which can be, I can take it off fairly shortly, rivet this one on. And yeah, then the undercarriage will be an assembly. It'll stay this way. I can probably hook in and do that this afternoon. These are the smaller rivets. These are 332 rivets. I will drill them out to 1/8. Yeah, with the brown clecos. Clean the holes up and rivet it together. Let's do that, shall we? That'll be one more job out of the way, and that's basically how I built the whole aeroplane. It's job by job by job, just one bit by the next bit by the next bit. Simple as that. Like, sooner or later it has to wind up with no more jobs left. It must be reasonably close to that now, for crying out loud. Anyway, let's hook in and drill a few of those holes. This is my box of clecos, my 1/8 clecos. I've got my cleco pliers, and I've got my air drill with the 1/8 drill bit. So now the task at hand is to take these clecos out one at a time. This is a clamp. We'll put this clamp on. Take this cleco out. Put it in our bucket of 332. Oops, the one that I just spilled. Put it in our bucket of clecos. Drill our 1/8 hole. And we're lined up. We're not, not drilling sideways or anything. It's lined up 90 degrees to the work. And it takes almost no effort to put it through. Slap a 1/8 cleco in now, the bigger size. Do the next one. Put it in the right bucket. Of course, the compressor's going to start up soon because we've been using air. Oopsie, what have we done here? With that. Oh, something the matter with this cleco. Yep, maybe it's got something. Yeah, that's better. I'll look at that later. Let's choose another cleco. There it is, straight in and tight. Do the next one, and so on. I'm not going to keep going with this because it's going to aggravate me as well as aggravate you. So. But anyway, I'll finish it. Yeah, there must be something stuck in that. I'll put it aside. Or I can throw it away next time. Otherwise, next time I go to rivet something, I'll guarantee to pick up that broken one. So I'm not forcing the drill. There's no fear of the drill bouncing off the back because this is a U-shaped piece of material. You know, I'm just barely pushing it through the hole. I don't need to ram it through like you're drilling steel and slam into the other side. No need for all that carry on. Just gently, gently. Like that. These holes, they're not a particular pitch or anything, where it's got to be, I don't know, 1.25 inches from there to there or whatever. No, it's just roughly one up near the top, and I put it in line with these other ones. They run down the middle of the gear leg, yeah, and they're about equally spaced. Matter of fact, they will be equally spaced, but that's all we're trying to achieve. Don't panic if it's not the exact measurement that's on the drawing. Yeah, if you start believing the drawing, you're probably going to be in a bad way anyway. But yeah, that's all. And like I say, all it's doing is holding these light structure pieces so that you've got somewhere to attach the fabric. When we cover, because this is covered, this will be covered with fabric, and it'll look something like that wing. It'll be the same colour as what you were just looking at with the paint on the wing. But anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. I'll punch these other holes through. Obviously, I can't do those. I can't do the holes where you can't see. Let's have a look. This will be interesting. Let's see if we can get you down where you can see. And up. Yeah, you can't see very well, but there's another one of these up there. It's a triangular one, not a square one. I'm going to have a hard time drilling those holes. I will drill them, and I can drill them on the aeroplane, but it'll be difficult getting Cleco in there, and it'll be almost impossible to put the rivet gun on to pull the rivets up. So I'll do that once this assembly comes off the aeroplane. Look at this. I still haven't done this. I've got to do it. I have to do it. I know I have to do it. I just haven't. But anyway, that's what I'm up to at the moment. What else we got to do today? Oh, obviously, I'll take you outside and show you. Obviously, the work on this engine cowl, all the materials arrived the other day anyway, but I'm still, the sanding dust all over the place. It's having a little bathe in the sun at the moment. We have a little sunshine. Sky looks beautiful. It's cool, but not too cool. It's probably, I don't know, 18 degrees or something. I've got a jumper on, but just a light one, not heavy jackets and stuff, so could be warm enough to go for a fly. Okay, I'll leave you to it while I go and drill the rest of those holes. I'll clean actually I'll bring you back to that when I'll clean the holes up and rivet the parts together, but I'll bring you back and show you that. Well, here we are, Friday afternoon again. You've already had most of the update. This is looking pretty good. I've just finished putting some more filler on it. I'll sand that off, and I think we might just call it done. And I'll get the shadow on it, and then this will go off to Mel so he can work his magic on it. whatever in the next few weeks or month or so, whatever. But yeah, it's the end of a beautiful winter's day. Not too cold today. Look at the windsock, just about fairly limp. Beautiful afternoon. Be a beautiful afternoon for a fly actually, but anyway, you look at the sky. You know, you can spot a cloud, just let me know. It's almost sunset. It's pretty close to the end of the day. But anyway, that's it for the week. I think you've seen everything else. This is ready to come out of the paint shop. The paint's hard. The fuel filler cap's been installed, or the filler neck. Yeah, the undercarriage, I'll keep working on that in the next few days, which is through the window there. I haven't done anything with this. I've been flying a couple of times this week. And yeah, so the next thing, once I get that, probably something you haven't seen, once I get these structurals riveted on, here and up the back there, well actually I'll take those undercarriage legs off, and the fuselage can sit down on these attachments for the cowl. They can sit on them, so I'm not going to be climbing in and out of it or anything like that. The hanger's locked up, don't have any strays wandering through. And yeah, I'll take off one undercarriage leg at a time, rivet them together and put them, whether I put them back on or... I will put them back on, in fact, because I want to put the engine back in. Yeah, we're not finished yet. Once I get the fiberglass cowl done, which you can see through the doors there, maybe, I will put the engine back on, fit the cowls properly, and then take it all apart again, then take the undercarriage legs off, and away we go, and start covering the fuselage and these two wings as well. But anyway, that's it. This wing will shortly be going on the rollover stands, and it'll get its same treatment as the other one. So hopefully within a couple of weeks it'll be at the same stage as the other one. And then I've just got the empennage bits to redo. I want to redo them because somebody made a mistake with the tapes. But anyway, that's where we are. Happy, have a good weekend. Happy weekend.